What's up YouTube, Dreamkiller coming at you in another video, and today's video is going to be an interesting one because it's not something I normally do, but I feel it's necessary to talk about this today. Today I'm doing a first impressions video, which is basically after spending a couple days playing through this certain game that I'm going to be talking about, I'm giving my first impressions of it, and today it's a game that's been a long time coming, 10 years to be exact. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what the game is. For those of you that don't know, it's a game that's been talked about for a long time. Just years and years of speculation whether it would ever actually happen or not. It's for fans of Square Enix and fans of Final Fantasy, and that is Final Fantasy 15. Yes, on Tuesday, November 29th, the game officially dropped. And yes, it's not a joke, it's not, whatever, it actually did came out. No delays anymore, it's finally out in the open. Finally out for every Square Enix / Final Fantasy fan to enjoy, and for newcomers to Final Fantasy to enjoy as well. And after spending a couple of days getting to enjoy the game for myself, what did I think of it? Well, first of all, let me just start by saying first that I don't know whether or not I'm going to show gameplay footage or not, because it's not really, I don't want to get in trouble by Square Enix for flagging me, because, I'm a free channel, I don't get paid for this stuff, but it's more or less my ability to actually upload, gameplay to my videos. So if you don't see any, gameplay footage of it, that's just my inability as an editor. But, I'll try to show pictures if I can. But, yeah, this is just mainly me babbling on about how awesome this game truly is. But the question is, was the 10-year hype worth it? Yes and no. Let me start off by saying why I say yes. I say yes because this game, after 10 years of waiting, is actually a really good game. Many people, myself included, have been worrying about this game since its inception, whether or not it was actually going to turn out to be a good game or a steaming pile of shit. But in the long run, after years and years of waiting, this game is pretty damn good. The gameplay is solid. The graphics are beyond beautiful, especially for those random few people that bought a PlayStation Pro. If you bought a PlayStation Pro, this game will probably look 10 times better than on a regular PS4. But, for us regular PS4 / PlayStation 4 Slim owners, the game is just as beautiful. The environments are just breathtakingly beautiful. The character models are, for the most part, interesting to look at. The characters are nice looking. Everything is just very, very beautiful. And I'm happy to inform people that, this is actually a really good game. Let me start off with the good. The good is, gameplay-wise, the battle system. Though it is a challenge the first time you get into it, over time you start to adapt to the battle system. It's not your traditional turn-based RPG mechanics like Final Fantasy has been known for. It goes into an action RPG approach, much like Kingdom Hearts, or not really necessarily the Tales series, but if you ever played an action RPG in your life, then you probably are very much aware of what Final Fantasy 15 is trying to do in terms of its combat. Like I said, it's a little hard to get used to at first because it's a little clunky, to say the least. That's probably a bad thing in its part, but like I said, you naturally adapt the more you play. I'm starting to adapt, even though they're still adding new mechanics to it the more I play, but I'm slowly starting to get used to it. Now, the story, though I know very little of it, it's not intricately detailed as most Final Fantasy games is. The story for Final Fantasy 15 takes a more simplistic approach. You're basically Prince Noctis, a prince on a journey to go and marry his love in order to become king. But twists and turns or happen around the bend, and it slowly becomes something more. Like I said, I've only played this game for a few days now. I have not gotten that deep into the story. But, it's very simple. And for those people who've never played a Final Fantasy game, I highly recommend this because it doesn't really require you to know that much to get into it. It really doesn't. And what I love about the most is it's the whole theme behind Final Fantasy is bending reality with fantasy, and it does a really good job of doing that. You see the realistic things in life, like cars and gas stations, restaurants, all that stuff you would find in real life, but it takes a little twist with its little Final Fantasy approaches, with the monsters, with the hunts, with potions, and everything about Final Fantasy. It blends those two things together very well. Monsters are they're with monsters. There's some, but to me, I find that they're kind of repatched, reskinned monsters, so to speak. They're not different all that much around, but I'm pretty much sure the more you get into the game, you'll probably find more monsters. But right now, all I'm finding is monsters that are pretty much just reskinned after the same monster that you previously fought. And that's really all I can say. Side quests keep you busy a whole lot. That's what I see. I see me doing more side quests than I do the main story because there's just so damn much. But that's not a bad thing. This game is so incredibly detailed and encourages exploration so much that I am happy. I'm so happy that Square Enix did that for this game. Exploration in an RPG is crucial, and it truly shows how much of an open world RPG is in this game. And I actually think this is actually the first time that Final Fantasy is doing an open RPG approach. They're trying to capture that Eastern audience, trying to capture those people who love the Elder Scrolls or any, American-style RPG that you've ever really known. And that's good that they're trying something new that they've never done before, and it works so damn well because the exploration makes the game so much fun to play. This has been the only game I've played so far, and I have a shit ton of other games I had to play, but I want to play Final Fantasy 15 the most. Thank you, Square Enix. Thank you so much for creating a game that keeps me focused on just that game alone, not any of the other games that I have in my library right now, because, I feel, in my opinion, Square Enix lost their stride with fans last generation when, the whole thing with Final Fantasy 13 and everything other. I felt like they lost their touch with their fans, and I feel that just this generation of consoles has been Square Enix's apology to alienate its fans and getting their heads out of the sand like that they've been doing for quite a long time now. And I hope Square Enix continues to be great in this console generation. It's definitely nice to know that they are giving a shit for once. But of course, there is the bad stuff of this game. This game is not 100% perfect, even though it is a great game. The few things I have found that are minor, and again, I've only gotten into this game for the past couple of days, so I probably will find more things as they come around. One thing I find so irritating is they have these Imperial Magic Tech soldiers that float around and they serve as enemies that randomly appear at any given time, but really they show up every few minutes, with the exception of when you're driving in the car. And again, that's annoying. But speaking of the car thing was a big advertising thing towards this game, making it seem like, it's a big journey, driving in a car, making road trips and whatever, and it seemed like a nice thing. But the problem with the car is, from what I've experienced so far, and probably the entire game, this car thing is on rails. You automatically start off in auto mode where the car or the AI takes over and drives the car. But even when you do get the time to drive it yourself, it still feels on rails. It still feels like a AI controlling it. It's not as fleshed out as it was advertised, which is not a terrible thing, but if you're gonna advertise that aspect of your game, you know, at least give us more freedom than what you gave us with this. Like I said, it's a minor thing, and I'm not exactly mad about it. When I do the automatic with the car, I just check Facebook every so often because I even though I like looking at the scenery as it's driving, it's a nice way to take a break or look through your Facebook or go get a drink, go get a snack if you've been playing for a long time. It's a good break time type of thing. And the last thing I had to gripe about is even though this is PS4, it does feel like at times that this game was meant for PS3 in mind, because let's remember this game was touted out all the way back in 2006. It was meant to be for PS3 and 360, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know about 360, but it was meant to be on the PS3. And it shows at the time, because a lot of the animations for the characters, their mouth movements, are not exactly, as detailed as they should be. And that really just happens with a game that's been in development hell for 10 years. It's one of those things you expect, but at the same time it's one of those glaring type of instances you see that just bothers you a little bit. And also with any game there are glitches. I saw one graphical glitch where an enemy was like sliding on the floor after I killed it, and then just glitched out for like a few seconds. But that's expected with any new game that comes out, and I'm sure with patches, and I know there's been patches that or updates to the game that are coming out that will probably fix that. But other than that, the 10-year hype was worth it. This is a great game. It definitely makes up for everything bad that Square Enix does. It definitely is an apology letter to Square Enix for being such dumbasses as they are for quite some time now. And I hope that with the success of Final Fantasy 15, Square Enix can go on to make great things in the future. Not saying that there's not going to be another Final Fantasy game for quite some time. I'm sure they will be moving on to other things other than Final Fantasy, but that's a good thing because this Final Fantasy game will keep us busy for quite some time. It will. And I look forward to the future ahead for Square Enix. But that's it. That's all I got to say. My first impressions of Final Fantasy 15 is a must-own game. You must go pick up and buy it. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition, which came with a steel box, which looks beautiful. It has the art from the original concept designer that's been doing art for Final Fantasy for God knows how long. And it also came with the art book, which I have. Hang on one sec. Yep, right here. The art book / strategy guide for Final Fantasy 15, which I'm not a big guy for strategy guides, but it is a nice little thing. It does come with art for the game. It also comes with a lithogram and also a poster. So it was definitely worth the purchase, although I was super pissed off to find out that Square Enix was selling an exclusive thing that came with a figure at their website store. I was so mad because when I went to GameStop to pre-order this, I pre-ordered this to get the collector's edition because I never pre-ordered any sort of collector's edition. I asked, what does it come with? They said, and GameStop told me, oh, it only comes with the strategy guide and a steel bookcase plus DLC codes and whatever. I'm like, okay, no figure, but I still want it, so I pre-ordered it. Come to find out, one of the people I watch on YouTube, Alpha Omega Sin, said he pre-ordered his deluxe, or was it Ultimate Collector's Edition from the Square Enix store that actually came with a Play Arts figure. I'm like, fuck you, Square Enix. Fuck you for making that exclusive to your store. That's so stupid. That's so asinine, because not everyone fucking buys shit at your store. I'm one of them. But that's just a minor rant. But yeah, pick up this game. It is so worth it. It gets my seal of approval, and right after this video, I'm gonna go back and play it. So that's it. Let me hear what you all got to comment about the game down below in the comment box. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Oh, wait. One more thing I got to say before I conclude this video. To the people who love to give Square Enix crap constantly, and to people who give crap to the people that support Square Enix and their endeavors, don't, just stop for a day. If you I understand people's gripes to Square Enix. I'm one of those people that had gripes with them for a while, but I'm over it now. But there's those people that still, even when Square Enix is still doing a good job, they still find the need to talk shit about them when they don't really deserve it, and talk crap about the fans. Let people enjoy this game and just leave it be. If you don't like the game, that's fine, but don't crap on people that actually like this game and actually like the company and want to support them in their endeavors, because you just look like an asshole when you do that. Just stop. Just let people enjoy what they like. That's all you can ever do in life is just be a good person. Just stop being an asshole. That's it. Comment down below whether or not you think this game was worth the 10-year hype. Comment down below you don't give a shit, thought the game was crappy, whatever, and whenever. I look forward to your comments down below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button because my channel grows because of it, and subscribe because, as always, I have many more videos to come like this. Thank you all for watching. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming, and Final Fantasy fans keep on rocking.